This episode of Lucky's Really Long List of Movies was originally uploaded on December 9th, 2024. Whoa. Okay, have a great time. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you, bye.
It's... Oh, shit. Movies. Fuck. Hi, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Lucky's Really Long List of Movies, where I, your host, Lucky Damn Day, I dive deep into my really long list of movies that I've never seen before. And I break down this big old list into categories, and each month we get a new category with 4 new movies to unpack. Isn't that so much fun? It is! And this month, I have decided to lose touch with reality and sink my teeth into the predictably unpredictable cult. Excuse me, was that Jesus at my door? No answer, as usual. Anyway, last week we covered Die Hard, and I was immersed in the 1980s corporate romance drama of it all. And yeah, it is a Christmas movie. This week, we are going in a completely different angle. Or should I say, angel. Yep, I watched Dolly Parton's Unlikely Angel, and it was what I wanted. It was what I wanted yet again. I have gotten what I've asked for. I should start asking for money next. I already do that. But yes, Dolly Parton's Unlikely Angel. Apparently, with this one, apparently I have seen it before. Yeah, apparently I've seen this before. My partner, Tarek, he swears that I have seen it, but I don't remember it. And you know, when I was watching it, it was all new to me. It was all new information. I would have remembered what I saw. I would have remembered that traumatized child. I would have. Anyway, for the sake of anything, let's just say that I saw it for the first time this week, okay? Dolly Parton's Unlikely Angel is a campy, country, classic Christmas tale. This movie has mullets and mustaches, flashy costumes, high hair, fake snow, and fake titties, baby! And the cast included the kid from the Iron Giant, that girl that went to prison for being in a cult, and Dolly Parton. You gotta love it. So, what the fuck are we waiting for? Let's just get into my first take. Okay, I don't know how to tell you this. I don't have a first take. There's just a lot going wrong in this episode today, and I'm very sorry. I'm super sorry about it. I'm super sorry I did not record a first take. Whatever was caught on video in regards to my first take was boring. I don't know what to say. Of course, I love this movie. Of course I love this movie. Of course I love the movie. Of course I do. You know, it's got Dolly Parton, and it has, like, everything that you would want out of Dolly Parton. The big hair, the strong makeup, the crazy wardrobe, the flashiness of it all. She's even like a honky-tonk club singer named Ruby Diamond. Come the fuck on. And come on, I love it. Starring who? Dolly Parton? That's insane. That's insane. But for some reason, I just didn't have it in me. I did not have it in me to walk back to my studio and record. Apparently, it's quite the marathon. And then I also could not bring myself to make it interesting at the end. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Let me come clean, and let me just tell you what's going on. I got a job. Okay? I got a job. It's been a long month. And this was all happening during animal season, and animal season also was fucking crazy. That wild animal fucking category, insane. Basically, what's happening is my schedule is huge. My podcast schedule that I made for myself 6 months ago. How long ago did I start this? Not that long ago. This is the 20th episode. Can you believe that? insane, and here we are. I'm losing my mind. So what happened? I got a job. I'm at a retail situation. It's remote, so I can work from home. It is a sweet gig. It is a sweet seasonal gig. So my schedule has gotten crazy. It's gotten heavy. And then also, it's the holidays as well, like for real. And I got really behind on my podcast schedule, and I'm so sorry. But I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best to keep up with it because I love it, and I love being here, and I love talking to you, and I like talking about this shit, and I love editing it too. I've gotten such a love and joy for editing. Not social media content though. I have to switch that up because that is killing my soul. Anyway, even though I like the videos, they're just killing my 4 hours per video. I'm trying not to spend that long editing it, but so picky. Anyway. Okay, so that was my first take on Dolly Parton, Unlikely Angel. Let's move on to the recap, which will totally be about the movie. Okay, love you. Bye. I'll see you over there. I'll see you after this little transition sound. Okay, I'm sure that first take went very smoothly. I did not know what I was going to do, and I hope it went well. Now, let's move on to the 1-minute recap. And I think I can easily recap this movie in like a minute. I've gotten my confidence back. Can I recap this movie in under a minute? Can I recap the movie in... Okay. Starting... Oh, man, now I'm nervous. I'm so vulnerable in this episode. Okay. Let's go. Stop being scared. Wow, that always works. Okay. Start. Shit. Ruby Diamond is a big titty, high hair nightclub singer who performs at her ex-boyfriend's honky-tonk bar. On a snowy night, Ruby Diamond is drinking and she's driving her red-hot rod home, and she swerves and she crashes into a tree. Boom, she's dead. And then she goes to heaven, and some white guy, and I mean a white guy, British accent gatekeeper, plays games with people's lives. His name is Peter, and he won't let Ruby in because she's a little too naughty, so Ruby is sent on a mission to save a widowed shitty man and his shitty kids. And she had to find him a wife, and this man... she had to find him a wife, and she had to do it all before Christmas Eve. Well, it turns out the widowed asshole has a delightful coworker who is beautiful and loves his shitty kids, but then Ruby Diamond actually starts to catch feels for this widowed man, and then the delightful coworker finds out, and then, oh no, there's a conflict. But then Ruby sings a Christmas love song, and then she runs out of time, so here comes Peter telling Ruby that she needs to go to hell now, and Ruby is like, wait, what? And then they fall in love, but no, not them, but then the other two fall in love, and then everyone goes on the playground, they act like a big small family, and then actually Ruby goes to heaven. And she's in the choir. It's insane. The person I was before I did that and the person I am now are polar opposites. Remember I said I got my confidence back? What the hell just happened? I was foaming at the mouth. This is why this is not visual. This is why we're not doing visual here. Use your imagination. Do me a favor, right? Oh my fucking God. I was foaming at the mouth. Why does that happen? Okay, moving on. Okay, cool. So we did the 1-minute recap, which I nailed or failed. You know, I think I did both. I think I both did. So, Unlikely Angel, starring Dolly Parton. This is an affair that does not happen out in the public. This is an affair to enjoy within one's own home, on one's own... Fuck, I'm starving. Dolly Parton's Unlikely Angel is something to be enjoyed within the home. Something that you can enjoy via broadcast on your own television. Sitting on a couch in your own home with your family. This was a made-for-TV movie. Yeah, that's right. Unlikely Angel starring Dolly Parton came out as a made-for-TV movie in the delicious year of 1996. And of course, this movie stars Dolly Parton. So now we got to talk about Dolly Parton. We do have to talk about, because it's Dolly Parton. The woman is a national treasure in this film, and she's charming and she's quirky. And if you're a Dolly fan, which I know you are, You know exactly what I mean when I say she's good with her like quips and her quirks. She's really good at one-liners. She brings her signature charm and heart to Ruby Diamond, this larger-than-life character who might be a little rough around the edges, but deep down, she has the best intentions. And Ruby Diamond, come on. She's a nightclub singer. Come on. But she actually just sings on a honky-tonk. Come on. She's a country singer, I guess, but you know. So Dolly Parton, throughout this entire movie, was cracking me up. If you've never experienced Dolly Parton deliver her quips and her one-liners, you are missing out. She is amazingly witty. It's nuts. It's really crazy how quick she is. And she's still just as quick. And my favorite line from this movie was, okay, so the widowed guy, right? He's got like this giant hole in his heart, and he like starts to get like a little soft on his nanny, Ruby Diamond, right? Ruby Diamond is his nanny because Peter's like, I need to play some games or whatever. The widowed husband and Ruby Diamond have this little moment. And the widowed husband is like he was, I don't know, he was like giving her like, he was like batting his eyelashes. And he was like, gee, Ruby, you really saved me. If there's anything, and I mean anything, I can do to repay you, you name it. And Dolly, like, she looks so innocently taken aback. And then she thinks about it. And then she blurts out, well, you can start by having dinner with your kids. And she wasn't even saying it as a joke. It was just so perfect. It was so perfect. Shut up. Mommy is talking. Sorry. Anyway, it's an amazing line. I love it. And of course, no Dolly roll would be complete without some music. Yep, Unlikely Angel has a few songs that show off Dolly's iconic voice. I really like the opening song because it's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What is she doing? Do we clap? I don't know. You brought me here. Are we supposed to clap? Like, that's the opening song. Anyway, I do want to say I love Dolly Parton very much. I love how she's like she's so strange. She's so strange, and I love it, and she's like the perfect strange. I love that she came from like the isolated mountains of like Appalachia, and I love that she like came out of those mountains wearing sequins and having like these big ass crazy wigs. Like, all of her glam, the plastic surgery, the voice, her jokes, her music, her activism. And there is even a rumor that she is covered in white ink tattoos to conceal her surgery scars. And that's why she wears long sleeves and gloves all the time. I don't know. That's just a rumor, but it also sounds really pretty. I also mentioned a girl earlier that was in a cult. Her name is Allison Mack. Yes, that Allison Mack. The actress who played Chloe Sullivan in Smallville. But more recently, she got caught up in the NXIVM cult. She sure did, and I think she went to prison for sex trafficking. NXIVM is crazy. There is a whole documentary about it, and that's not why we're here. I know, I could have taken this time to talk all about Dolly Parton. I could have taken all this time to talk about Allison Mack. But no, not today, man. You know what? Last month wore me the fuck out. I'm sorry. I will admit I am kind of throwing this one into the wind. It's a TV movie, but I actually really love it. And I really love that it's giving me the space to just throw shit into the wind. I'm aware that I'm doing it. She's aware that she's doing it. At least she's aware that she's throwing her own poop. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay? I just need one, and I just need one. You know what I mean? Just give me this one. All right, we're getting wild here. We're getting wild. The NXIVM shit, that's not why we're here. That's not why we're here. We're here for Dolly Parton and this whole TV movie. And you know what is true though? I have actually become quite protective over Miss Ruby Diamond. So that means I have a huge problem with Peter, the gatekeeper. Yeah. And I would kind of like to talk about that a little bit. Peter was setting people up and he was dressing up. So, can I just go into it for a second? Okay, so Peter, the guy who is in heaven who tells Dolly Parton to pump the brakes and stay out of heaven because she's been too bad to go in. But if she plays his little games, she might be able to get into heaven. Oh, but what if she fails his little games? She goes to hell. So I think Peter is the bad guy. He's the bad guy. He obviously has all the power to fix everyone's problems, but then he just uses his powers to nonchalantly send people to hell? Like, he shows no remorse when he, comes to pick Dolly Parton up to, collect her and take her down to hell. He's like, okay, Ruby Diamond, it's time to go down to hell now. What? Okay, so let's just talk about this heaven in this reality. And I just want to say that I know this is heavily based off the Christian reality. I mean, the guy Peter, he's from the Bible. I know all this stuff. I do just want to say that everybody takes liberties with heaven when they're making movies and shit. Everybody has their own version of heaven, and I think that's really awesome and really cool and very interesting because it's everybody shows it differently, and it's really cool. Except for this one. Because in the unlikely angel universe, this heaven, this God's celestial shores, is like a Sunday school version of heaven with a Sunday school budget. That's not a dig to production. It just really fits Peter's vision of heaven. The angels, they wear white and they sing scripture. There's fluffy white clouds everywhere. And literally that's it. That's it. That's the club everyone's fighting to get into. It's just a white floor and, a white that just goes on forever. It's just white forever. And then there's just clouds, and then everyone's wearing the same thing. And Peter's over here you have to risk your eternal soul to get into this one, to get behind these gates and to go into this bumpin' club where everyone probably just walks around. What do you do there? Well, I mean, you can sing in a choir, which obviously Ruby Diamond is I will sing for eternity. That sounds like heaven to me. Cool. So I guess we could argue this is Ruby's version of heaven. So Ruby, maybe we need to unpack this Peter character. Okay. I don't know who it. Anyway, that's too deep for me right now. That's too deep. So this version of heaven, you can sing in a choir, you can walk around. And then I kind of wonder if angels are allowed to spy on humans somehow. Because I could do that for an eternity. As long as I'm up in heaven and I'm looking down on the world and I'm woof, Yeah. So that's heaven, right? That's heaven in this universe. And heaven's gates are guarded by Peter. By the way, yes, everybody was white. This entire version of heaven was just white. And it was just trash. Sorry, it was. Give me a heaven that I can get excited about. This one sounded so mandatory. It just sounded so ugh. And again, I'm not being critical of the writers or Dolly Parton's beliefs or anyone that made it. I'm just being critical of Peter because this is obviously Peter's heaven. If anything, the production and the writers and everything nailed it because this is exactly what Peter would want. What if Peter enjoys to watch people suffer and he likes to watch them suffer to get in to heaven to watch them all suffer together? Okay. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying this is the Peter from the Unlikely Angel universe that I saw. Okay? That's how I see it, apparently. And also, Peter, your problem-solving skills, they suck. Okay, imagine. You are the gatekeeper of heaven, the place that people are dying to get into. Then a nightclub singer who was never very lucky in her life. She tries to come into heaven, and she's like, me oh my, why won't they let me in? And then you, the gatekeeper, you tell this nightclub singer, you look into her big blue eyes. I think she has blue eyes. And you tell her that she needs to go back to Earth. And it's just like, is she dead? Is she alive? We don't know. I don't know. But it doesn't matter because this nightclub singer has a mission, and you tell her that she needs to get this very unlikable man a new wife by Christmas Eve. And then if the nightclub singer fails at controlling other people's emotions, then she is sent to hell. Excuse me? Are you reaching capacity in heaven? What the And he did. Peter did that. He told her all of that, and he did it with a, oh, come now, child, like type of energy, and he had a smile on his smug little face. And then, oh, God. So, of course, it can be argued that Peter is just working under God's rule. That's God's vision. Those are God's policies. He's the man in charge. Oh, yeah? Is God known for showing up? What makes you think he's going to be around the job site, especially on the week of Christmas, his son's birthday? No, Peter has been put in charge. And that's why she has to get this shit done by Christmas Eve, because Peter knows that God's gonna be coming back soon. So he's got to get all of his bullshit out of the way by the time the big man comes back. And in case God, it really is everywhere. And Peter is working under God's thumb. He enjoys it a little too much. Like, he had a little too much fun when he was like telling Ruby what she needed to do. And then he would like check in on Ruby. And when he would check in on her, he would change his identity and he would speak in riddles and he would have multiple outfits, or then he wouldn't be speaking in riddles at all. Ugh. Like, her soul is on the line, and this man is like just having a ball. And Peter is like he's like a little too okay with these policies. And I will say, if Peter has all this power, we all know he could make the husband and the coworker fall in love with like a snap of his fingers. And he could cure that little boy's very grown up and deep-seated depression. And then with like a wiggle of his like gatekeeping nose, he could probably like fix the daughter's like insecurity issues. And do not fucking sit there and tell me to my innocent face that, Peter can't fix everyone's problems because, quote, that's just not how it works. The Lord works in mysterious ways. It's just the rules in this unlikely angel universe are just, they're too much. But you know who's a good champ about all of it? Ruby Diamond. Ruby is such a good sport about all of this. I would not do that at all. Are you kidding me? If Peter looked in my dumbass face and was like, you gotta do this or go to hell, I'd be like, no, I can't do this. I can't do that. Operate in fear 24/7. Like, oh, I gotta get this unlikable man to get this coworker who is way out of his league and way too good for him. Like, I have to get them to fall in love. How is that not damning for the woman? Jesus Christ. I guess the woman was in love with him. I don't know. I'm just trying to look at it from all sides. I would just ask to be sent to hell, honestly. I would just say, send me to hell. I don't want any trouble. Just send me to hell if that gets this concluded. It sounds like they're a little bit more straightforward over there. Either way, I suffer, it sounds like. So, God, doesn't this just put you in the Christmas spirit? And I feel like the judgment on Ruby Diamond was insanely harsh. So like, what you're telling me, every single angel that has walked through those gates did not have premarital sex, didn't say a little curse word here and there. Really, they all never stubbed their toe in the middle of the night. Like, please, give me a fucking break. And Ruby was such a sweetheart. She was such a sweetheart. Did you see how much joy she brought to the people in that shitty honky-tonk? She was over here sprinkling happiness like a little Christmas fairy. All she wanted to do was spread joy to millions. She died because she didn't want to kill a baby deer. A baby deer was left out all alone in the middle of this winding road in the backwoods of wherever, and it's snowing. And then Ruby Diamond is driving home. Horrible night. Hardly got paid. Sees the little baby deer in the road. She swerves and she hits a tree and she dies. Like she's an angel already. But you know, of course, Ruby would succeed. And I'm so glad that Peter wiped the family's memories at the end. Okay, so at the end, Ruby gets the couple to fall in love. You want to talk about a Christmas miracle. And everyone celebrates Christmas together for the first time, like the family does. And Peter is like, okay, Ruby, fine, you can make it into heaven. And Ruby was like, sweet, thanks. I just want to say goodbye to these people that I love now. And of course, Peter is like, ha, too late. Sorry, I have already wiped their memories. They will never remember you. And it's like, damn, she can't say goodbye first so she can have some closure? Peter hates women. But, at least the kids don't have to deal with losing like another mother figure. And then it's also nice that they don't know that Ruby Diamond was actually dead the whole time. Oh my God. I really don't think the little boy would have been able to keep it together if he found out any of that was true. Yeah. Thanks for letting me vent on this one. Wow, this episode was insanely small, and it had literally no information. But I really liked the movie, and I really wanted to talk about it. I could have talked about Dolly Parton. I know, I could have done a deep dive on Dolly. But, one, I just mentally could not. Have you seen her bio? Have you seen everything that lady has done? It's a lot. And I do want to revisit Dolly later. I have an idea for Dolly later in the future. So now I need to pay back Puss in Boots, and now I also need to pay back Dolly Parton. I will make it up to you. I'm sorry. If you sat through this episode, thank you so much. I actually was never going to upload it because I was like, this is shit. I was like, it's literally 3 minutes long. There's no information about it. I talk about the movie once. Oh, goodness. And it just seems like a mess and blah, 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 blah. So I wasn't going to upload it. Obviously, it was a flop. Obviously, it wasn't the huge, right? But I had fun. I had fun watching the movie. I wanted to watch the movie. I watched the movie. I enjoyed the movie. And I did kind of want to call out Peter on the sake of Ruby Diamond. So, success. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for always listening. This is my 20th episode, if we can even count it as an episode. But I will be back next week with a new movie, and we'll see how that one goes. And what movie is that? Well, it's the Christmas classic everybody knows and loves, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Or is it Santa versus the Martians? It's one of those. It's from the 60s, and I'm literally gonna go watch it right now. All right, I love you so much. Enjoy the holidays. I hope you're enjoying the holidays. It's a little crazy on my end. A little nuts, a little cuckoo crazy bananas. And I'm sure it's the same for you. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it through. Meditate, have some cocoa, snuggle up, go out, have fun, get drunk, get stoned, get loose, get carried away, and have a great time. And I feel like that's what I did today with this episode, a little bit. Okay, I love you. I will see you next week. Maybe I'll have something to bring to the table. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Bye.